Who wins, Canelo or Munguia? 1,500 votes so far. 79% for Canelo, 21% for Jaime Munguia. Huh.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd be surprised if it's gotta be 70% or higher for Canelo, just because of that name recognition, just because he's got all those titles, all that experience, you know, pound for pound, caliber kind of fighter. So yeah, the odds have to be overwhelmingly in Canelo's favor, but I wouldn't necessarily say that it's going to be the same in that squared circle.
33 years old now, Canelo. He does have 64 pro fights, 62-2, 39 knockouts, looking for his 40th against Jaime Munguia, who's coming in at 43-0, undefeated. Obviously, a lot of fights, 34 knockouts. He's 27 years old. He's in his prime now. But his last two fights are really the meaningful ones, you can say. John Ryder stopped him in the 9th, and then Derevchenko won a UD close fight. He needed a knockdown there at the end to get that decision, really. And then before that, a whole bunch of nothing. Gabriel Rosado, probably the one that stands out the most. And yeah, as I said, whole lot of nothing. A smaller Saddam Ali. Just a lot of fights. Dennis Hogan, which he struggled against. And then on the other hand, Canelo's coming off that Charlo win in September of last year. John Ryder, that fight in Mexico on Cinco de Mayo weekend as well in 2023. Gennady Golovkin in September of 2022. And then, of course, that loss against Bivol in Cinco de Mayo weekend on 2022. So, he's staying relatively active, Chris. 64 fights. This will be his 65th. Hard to see in today's boxing. Most guys are fighting once or twice a year. If you do the math, let's say you fight twice a year for 10 years. That's only 20 fights, Chris. 20 fights in 10 years. So Canelo, throwback fighter, staying busy, staying active, and still the face of boxing, still favored in this fight.
Yeah, and then let's not forget, Gio. I mean, there's a good understanding that even though he debuted at 15, he had like maybe 10, 12 fights that were not on the record. So he's got many more fights than BoxRec shows. But I guess this poses to my next question, Gio. Do you feel like we see Canelo slip a little bit in age? Even though we believe he still win, do you think you'll see some of Canelo slowing down, having that many fights under his belt?
I think that's natural. I think we'll see it. I think that's gonna happen. He's fighting a younger fighter. Munguia doesn't throw the most punches per round. He can be a little more active, but I think at some point a fight will break out, and I think that's gonna favor Canelo with his counter punching, with his defensive skills. So, I think the styles that the fight will be fought at will look like Canelo slipping a little bit, but he's a smart fighter. He's gonna do what he has to do against Ryder. He didn't move much. He stayed there close to Ryder, and Ryder was not afraid to trade. So I think we see Canelo slip a little bit, but I think he's still gonna win. My biggest question is, can Munguia hurt Canelo? That's gonna be the biggest sign if Canelo's slipping or not, because all these guys were not able to hurt him. The last guy who hurt him was Jose Cotto way back in the day. Canelo was like 19 years old, right? He fought the biggest punchers, Golovkin. He fought Kovalev at 75. He fought guys like Jacobs. He's fought guys with a lot of power, and none of those guys have been able to bother him. So that's going to be the biggest question. Can Munguia make Canelo respect him? And if he hurts Canelo, that I think that's going to be the biggest sign that he's slipping a little bit. But I don't see it happening.
Yeah, we've said it time and time again. Canelo has one of the best chins in the business, and we saw it against one of the biggest punchers in the sport in Triple G, and he's gotten hit flush, and he kind of just shakes it off. We see him with that Mike Tyson kind of sturdy neck that just he's got all that muscle now. He takes it well. He has the best poker face in the business. He doesn't let people know that he's even touched. So I don't see Jaime, summoning that Jose Cotto kind of moment. And like you said, Gio, he was 19, very, 147 at that time. So he didn't take the punches well back then. Yeah, I think that I agree. I think that's Jaime's best chance to try to shake him somehow, some way. I don't see him having the volume to deter Canelo. But do you think Jaime can outbox him, Gio?
I'm not even gonna answer that, Chris.
You don't think he summons a Fundora Zoo kind of fight where he uses his reach, his length, his size to try to outbox
Hey,
him? You
man,
don't think so?
he's not 6'6", Chris. Man, he doesn't have the
Yeah.
skill like that. So that's not him. That's not him. He's
Yeah.
gonna outpower you. He's gonna out hustle you. But outbox you, yeah, that's not happening. That's a guarantee. As Chuck says, guarantee. That's not happening.
All right. So obviously you showed the poll, Gio. What chances do you give Munguia in this fight?
All right. So let's go back to that. I think they have Munguia about 21%. I'm gonna put some respect on his name, man. Look, I think he has a lot of momentum on his side. He's confident. He's in his prime. He has Freddie Roach behind him. Obviously, he has the support of a lot of people. Of Golden Boy, the biggest fight of his career. I'm right around that percentage. I'm gonna say 25. I might be a little generous with that number, but you can't count him out. Uh, as I said in the last few podcasts, this guy's gonna come out to fight. Something Charlo didn't do. Something guys like Billy Joe didn't do. Callum Smith, they got hit and they try to survive after that. They weren't throwing with bad intentions. I think Munguia's gonna throw with bad intentions. He's gonna try to get Canelo out of there. That's probably his only chance of winning. As I said, he's not gonna outbox Canelo. So Mexican Warrior, he's gonna fight back. I think he has a pretty good chin. He's been hit a lot. I'm not sure that's a good thing, but he has been hit a lot. His chin is gonna be straight up in the air. We'll see how he takes it. We'll see how he takes those punches by Canelo, who's usually very accurate. Body upstairs, counter punching. But yeah, I'm gonna say about 25%. I'm gonna put some respect on his name. He's younger. He's probably stronger. He's bigger. So we'll see. I think 25 is fair in my books.
Yeah, I'm gonna say a little higher, Gio. I'm gonna say 30% to that 70, close to what the fan said. I think his youth and just having an all Mexican kind of affair is gonna make him fight a little bit higher level than what he's used to. I think going up against a pound for pounder, a legend like Canelo is gonna make him raise his game, raise that level. And yeah, I think he's gonna surprise us with that competitive level. But yeah, again, everything on paper just doesn't show that he can beat Canelo. I'm excited for this fight, because of the connection with Triple G. As we remember, Gio, he was that 19-year-old that wanted to fight Triple G a little too soon, a little too much bravado for Jaime Munguia, but this is, finally his moment under the bright lights against, the man, the face of boxing. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm still excited to see, how their styles clash when they're, not to say our name, but against the ropes. I think those are the moments where Jaime's gonna, unleash his strength, his power, and he might have some success there. But yeah, again, it's a big assignment, a tough assignment against the face of boxing.
Yeah, it's looking tough, man. All the odds against him. Most people assuming he's gonna lose, but we'll see. We'll see. As I said, he's been looking strong at 68, so you can't count him out. But he's going up against the face of boxing. He's never been on that big stage like that before. I'm very interested to see, when Jaime Munguia, walks out to the ring. Are people going to cheer for him? Are people going to boo for him? It's going to be, I'm sure, 95% Mexican crowd. Or are they going to be split? Or are they going to be rooting for the face of boxing? Or are they going to be rooting for the new guy on the block? Maybe the future face of boxing if he's able to somehow pull this off. That's going to be very interesting to see. But I think it's a great overall just weekend for Mexican boxing. Hopefully it can be a good competitive fight. And like I said, I can see this being, a rubber match, maybe a trilogy. We'll see. We'll see.